Moving on to our triple header Christmas Day Monday football NFL extravaganza, and I am going to put together the perfect teaser for this game, guaranteed to hit 3-game teaser, starting with the Las Vegas Raiders going into Kansas City to play the Chiefs. We have 3 games on Christmas to watch, so we're going to start with this one for my teaser. The first game is the Raiders and the Chiefs, which we will have a watch party on the channel with me and Miles, I believe.
Christmas.
The Raiders. Day. Yeah, the hang out with us on Christmas Day. The Raiders are resting, coming off of the ass whooping they handed out to the Chargers last week. They were coming off of a 3-game losing streak, including a loss to the Chiefs, 31-17. The Raiders kind of need to win out to keep their playoff hopes alive. The Chiefs have not clinched a playoff berth yet, sitting in first place in the AFC West at 9-5. I have no choice but to take the Raiders and tease them plus from 10 points all the way up to 16 points in a divisional matchup. I think they're going to keep it close. I think they're motivated to do so, even though they got blown out in Vegas just 2 or 3 weeks ago. Give me the Raiders plus 16 for my first leg of my triple teaser on Christmas Day. Santa's going to be giving you some extra presents on Sunday night, Monday night. Either way. Miles, what do you think?
I actually really like the Raiders money line on this one. It's a gamble stretch, but I think they've made that just tempting enough that if you're right about the Raiders, and I hope you are, they're going to be much more highly motivated. And also, excuse me, I also think that the Chiefs, you mentioned that the Eagles are frauds. I think the Chiefs have proven themselves to be more fraudulent than the Eagles have this season. They do not have a lot of parts working together. Patrick Mahomes can't pass it to himself, and none of his receivers can catch the ball. So while I think it's definitely a stretch, definitely a gamble, if you want to, maybe win a little extra cash with that money line, put a few bucks on it and see what happens.
See what happens. I agree. See what happens. It's Christmas. Miracles have happened before. Andrew, what do you think?
Well, I got something for you guys. In the spirit of Christmas, in the spirit of America's favorite artiste, I am taking the Chiefs, baby, because our boy Travis Kelce does not disappoint when it comes to playing the Raiders in late December. Look at the stats. The Chiefs have covered the last 5 years against the Raiders in late December. It's a crazy thing. And now Taylor Swift's involved for a cat. Give me the Chiefs, baby, all day.
So we got crossfire there. Andrew's taking the Chiefs with a cat bet. That is, I am, honestly a little bit nervous to bet against it, but, maybe we'll thread that needle with the 6-point teaser. Moving on to the second game in my 3-game teaser. Christmas presents on the way from me to you with this free money I'm giving you. Guaranteed to hit. The Giants at the Eagles. The Giants and Tommy DeVito got exposed last week to the Saints, unfortunately, who are still in the playoff hunt. They're 7-7 after that win. Did we overreact 2 wins? Maybe we did. The Pats stink, and the Packers are having a real slump right now. The Eagles are potentially got exposed. Eagles have clinched the playoffs. I think their motivation will be at an all-time high after getting bullied. The Giants couldn't bully much at all. Give me the Eagles teased down to 7.5 for this one. Miles, what do you think?
The New York Giants are possibly the worst team in football. They have been really, really bad this season. I say that about like 3 teams consistently. The Philadelphia Eagles, I don't think are frauds. I think they had a lot going against them this last week, including an illness by their quarterback, including a just gauntlet of games that they had to go through. I think they're a little bit embarrassed by that loss. They're probably more than a little bit upset by that loss. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to use this opportunity. They're looking ahead at this calendar. They're seeing it's Christmas. They're going to have their guys say, "Hey, we're still the team to beat on this side of the country." And I think that's going to be a big, big game for the Eagles, just absolutely pounding the Giants.
And by God, that's NFL insider James's music.
Hey,
James,
how you everybody?
Doing, buddy?
Did the script come in late today?
I had to go to the FedEx office, and they had sent it to the wrong place. Had to hop on the PJ, go to New York, go to the league office. It was a pain. But I'm here.
Well, thank you, buddy. We were just covering the Saturday slate. I'm glad that you joined us because I am recommending a 3-game guaranteed to hit Christmas gift from me to you, free money, triple teaser parlay. And I started out by taking the what did I start out with? I started out by taking the Raiders up to 16 points against the Chiefs. What are your thoughts on this game, the Raiders at Kansas City late in the season?
I agree. This Chiefs team has been unimpressive. If Kadarius Toney is playing, that's probably worth 7 points for the opposite team. So probably a good side to lean on there. I like that. I like that teaser.
Brilliant. And so we already heard from Miles, correct, Miles?
You
on
did,
this one.
yes.
And then Mr. Andrew, what are your thoughts on this one?
Oh, Tommy DeVito, the passing Paisano, Christmas Day. Are we having a miracle on 34th Street? I don't think so. He's going to be swimming in the fishes by the end of the night. Give me the Eagles. They're going to crush the Giants. It's going to look like a massacre. So,
yeah, I agree. And then Mr. James, what are your thoughts on this one, the Giants and the Eagles? I recommended teasing the Eagles down to 7.5. I don't think they're frauds. I don't think the Giants are gonna, beat them up as hard as the Eagles got beat up last week. I'm obsessed with taking the Eagles down to 7.5 here against Tommy DeVito. I think we might have overreacted last week. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. The Eagles look pretty good. That was a interception that may have not been an interception the other night.
Yeah.
I may or may not have had a Seahawks money line and was very, very happy about that. You're all very lucky that I had to fly to New York and I'm in my business attire, else I would have been in the highlighter yellow Seahawks jersey for this podcast. I agree. I think the Eagles are a fantastic football team. I think people are going to have a lot of bad things to say about them. I just think the Seahawks matched up pretty well with them, and this team is good. Jalen Hurts is going through a flu. Had to fly separately from the team to ensure nobody else got sick. I think this is a fantastic team. I think they're still in the hunt for the Super Bowl, and I would more than happy to take them in the team against the Giants.
Brilliant. And I think we just heard from Andrew on this one. Miles, did you give us your thoughts on the Giants and the Eagles?
I did. Eagles all the way. Comeback game to show off that they are still the team to beat.
Brilliant. And then moving on to the last game of the slate. It's Christmas night. It's Monday. It's Monday Night Football. And we are going to watch the Ravens take on the 49ers. This is a potential Super Bowl preview, you guys. This is 1 seed in the AFC versus 1 seed in the NFC. They both have their playoff berth clinched. And just what a present that Roger Goodell has given us here on Sunday night. The Ravens have not missed a beat since losing Mark Andrews, but they did just lose their superstar rookie Keaton Mitchell with an ACL. I think Gus Edwards should fill in very nicely for the Ravens here, especially if you have them in fantasy football. That'd be my start of the week for you for fantasy football side of things. Both teams have averaged a combined total or combined offensive points scored 64.8 points per game in their last 6 games. So if you add up both teams scoring on their games in the last 6 weeks, divide it by 6, you get 64.8, right? I mean, granted, the Ravens and 49ers defense is a little bit well above average, but the over-under this game is currently at 46.5. So I will tease that down to 41.5 for a perfectly weather forecasted game for points, by the way. I do know that James has a recommendation on this game, so I'll leave that one to him. James, we have been filling the audience in with your picks as we have gone along. But for my guaranteed to hit Christmas present, free money from me to you, triple teaser parlay on Christmas Day, I have the over 41.5 in the Ravens-Niners game, the Eagles at -7.5, and the Raiders at plus 16 points. James, what are your thoughts on this game?
The Christmas wind is a Raider, huh? We're going with no longer autumn. I am disappointed that this is no longer the Harbaugh Bowl. Shout out to John for leaving and stealing signs in the collegiate games. I think that this is going to be a fantastic game. I had to fly out to New York to find out what was going to happen in this game. But I got the word. Brock Purdy is going to look not too pretty. He's going to look bad. Lamar Jackson is going to pull away in the MVP race and absolutely dominate this Niners team. I've got the Ravens money line plus 190. I've got them winning this big time. The script has let me know that Brock Purdy is no longer an MVP candidate. It is Lamar Jackson all the way. And you can go ahead and bank this because guess what? Plus 190, that means you can double your presents. Don't buy your kids presents yet. Bet all your present money on this game. Double it up and get them 1.9 more presents for Christmas.
Wow. So there's a lot that we have to uncover with that script writer. So that's both a Lamar Jackson, who I have to assume is like the 4th or 5th odds-on favorite to win the MVP. He's won it before.
I've seen him as high as second odds.
Have you? Okay, I haven't checked in the past couple of weeks, so I guess that makes sense. But I would have thought he would be behind Christian McCaffrey at this point of the season. So a big win for his MVP hunt and a big win for the Ravens here on the road against the Niners. Andrew, what do you think on this one?
Like I said earlier, we're on a little group chat. I love the Ravens. I'm all in on the Ravens this week. This is the perfect defense for Lamar Jackson to exploit. They have a weak secondary. It's pretty soft, and a pass rush that loves to over rush the angles. Lamar is going to eat them up this game. If you have any of those props, Lamar over 60 yards, I think he's going to break at least 85 rushing yards. So any prop up to there, let's just take it, eat it. Lamar's going to eat this week, so I like it. I like it a lot.
Hell yeah. Taking the Ravens as well. Miles, what are you taking?
I'm not nearly as confident as either of these two have been about this game, to be completely honest. But something that I've personally learned, maybe a Christmas gift to me this year, is from somebody on this podcast. If you are in a coin flip situation and you get positive money back, you take that positive money. So Baltimore money line to me seems, I don't see either of these teams being the clear winner. I think that the spread somewhat reflects that. I like the Baltimore upset and get paid for it. I'll get 2 Christmas presents instead of 1 this year.
Brilliantly done. And that's math, baby. And that's what you're going to get on this podcast. This has been What Are We Talking About with Jamie Jakes, the Week 16 preview show. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment. If you agree or disagree with any things that we said, we will probably reply to you or bring you up on the next episode. Mr. James, thanks for tuning in at the very, very end, buddy. It's good to see you. You're not a public figure, but you are a for shoot NFL insider, and we appreciate your script reveals on the show each and every week. Not very many of these left to do, so let's enjoy it while we still can, buddy. Thanks for being on.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. For those of you who missed me, I apologize. Rams -4, Browns plus 125, Dolphins minus 120, Lions -3. There you go. You can just skip straight to this part if you want to make fun. Just kidding. I appreciate it. I love this podcast. I love spending time with you guys. This is a fantastic tradition. I'm glad that I got to be part of it, even if it's just.
Hell yeah, we appreciate you, buddy. Mr. Andrew, back from his trip from Mexico a couple of weeks ago, putting out those locks. You've got a gimmick now with an actual lock. So that feels like that's going to really help your betting going forward. Yeah, James, you missed that. It was pretty awesome. We had a couple locks of the week so far this week. Thank you for being on, buddy. Also not a public figure. What do you have to tell the audience?
Hey, glad to be here. It's my favorite thing to do every week. Merry Christmas to everyone, and let's make some money.
Merry Christmas. Let's make some money. At Mr. Most Days Off, we've already plugged our show on Thursday. If you're in the Arlington area, look us up on social media. You'll get some tickets for that show. It's going to be an excellent time. Thank you for being on as always. At Mr. Most Days Off on most platforms. What do you have to tell the audience?
Well, first of all, I just got a little sad when football season ends. What are we going to bet on, guys? You want to do like badminton or curling, or what are we into in the off season? What are we going to throw down on? Let's keep making money together. Now,
we are going to start studying for next year because it's best ball season, baby. It's dynasty season and it's best ball season. So if you want to be on that road with us as well, you're definitely welcome to. We kind of called out a couple of big wins. Not everybody's perfect. We had a couple major misses. Travis Etienne being one of those, being a bust candidate. That was dumb. But we also had Puka Nacua that we mentioned in the podcast several times. So stay tuned for fantasy football content in the off season. Great question, Mr. Miles.
Hell yeah. Other than that, just follow me online everywhere at Mr. Most Days Off. Come see a comedy show. And have a very Merry Christmas or whatever other holidays you celebrate.
Damn right. Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you, and good night.